Hi, this is Rottman with WatchAdvisor.com. Today I'm with Reginald Brack, International Head of Retail at Christie's, and today we're at Timecrafters. We're going to look at some of the new private sale watches and the auction watches that will be at the June 11th auction here in New York.
Thanks, Luke. Well, we're thrilled to be participating in Timecrafters this year. It's a great trade show. It's a great way to showcase new watches from many of the leading brands. So we brought a collection of different types of watches. As you say, we've got the auction highlights from our upcoming June 11th sale. Some of the watches that we brought a classic Patek Philippe perpetual calendar, reference 1526. This particular watch was made in 1953. The reference came out in 1941. It was their first perpetual, and it really is such a classic.
That's a beautiful watch. And the next up, is this a Paul Newman dial?
This is an exotic, so-called Paul Newman dial.
And the reference is 6239?
6262.
6262.
And this is extra special because it was made for the Peruvian Air Force.
Wow.
And it's got engraving on the back, showcasing that. So you've got an exotic Paul Newman Daytona, pretty rare reference 6262.
Yeah.
Combined with made for the Peruvian Air Force with that engraving really strong on the back. And that's going to be a highlight. So the estimate on that is 60 to 80.
60 to 80.
For sure, it's probably going to go into six figures, but who knows.
And then a really awesome Omega.
This Omega is so special. This was made in 1936, and it's probably 38 millimeters, which is very large size. Back then, that was a huge size for a
Like
watch.
a Panerai.
It was like what a Panerai is today for people. And it's got a sector dial, so you can see the type of dial is a really pretty rare sector dial. And the fact that it's in stainless steel
It's great.
is pretty phenomenal. It's gotten a lot of attention already. The estimate's only $5,000 to $8,000.
And I suspect I'll go for more, just like the Daytona.
I suspect it may.
Wow.
So in addition, we also brought some of our buy it now private sales watches. So we keep a curated collection of private sales watches available for people to purchase outside of auction.
And so we could start with the 1675 GMT Master with, of course, a Pepsi bezel. And this is quite the watch too. You know, I love the fading on the bezel. And it was first introduced by Pan Am.
Yes, actually its predecessor, the
6542.
Yeah. But this is an extra special exotic 1675 with a gilt dial. It's an underline dial, which there's a little marker on the dial, an underline mark, which signified to customs officials that no longer was deadly radioactive radium used as luminescence on the dials, but now a safer tritium was used. So this was only done in 1962-63. So the fact that it's a gilt underline dial with a chapter ring around the minutes, and remember these Cornino pointy crown guards.
Yep.
Cornino is the Italian's word
Yep.
for little horns. So it really checks all the boxes, and it's even got the original rivet oyster bracelet. So super cool.
It's actually my favorite watch. I've always loved the GMT. I love all Rolex sports models, but the GMT is like my number one favorite watch.
I'm with you on that.
And then the very classic 1016 Explorer. So could you tell me a bit about this piece?
I can. This was made in 1965. It's a gilt 1016. The dial is really perfect. The lettering stands out. The case is nice and thick and still crisp. So for someone looking for a classic Rolex 1016 Explorer, we found what we feel is the perfect one.
And it's, the dial is something that really is... it's hard to find a dial in such good condition. It really is, especially
it really
for
is.
sports models.
It's such a challenge because of what that was used for.
Yeah, they're usually so beat up, and which adds to the coolness factor. Sometimes a beat up watch is a great looking watch, but it's for the collector who really wants a mint watch. This is an exemplar. It's a great example.
Thanks for having us, Lou.
It's great.
Appreciate it.